Data migration is a necessary process for Salesforce developers, but it can also be very painstaking. Most tools in the market cannot migrate relational data, and instead only move one object at a given time, which makes moving an entire dataset very time-consuming. Furthermore, when data is moved from the source org to the target org, third-party servers such as Amazon and Heroku are used, which may lead to data security issues. For this reason, Flosum built a native data migration tool that allows developers to very easily move an entire hierarchy of data while maintaining all relationships. And because it is built directly on Salesforce platform, third-party servers are never used, and the data all stays 100% secure within Salesforce during the migration. In this video, we'll take a closer look at Flosum's data migration tool and how it makes the moving of data simple and secure. There are two primary use cases for data migration. The first is a downstream migration. When a developer sandbox or scratch org is first created, neither environment contains test data, and data needs to be populated downstream from production into the sandbox environment so that developers can test out their code. The second is an upstream migration. Many managed package applications, such as Velocity, Apttus, and Encino, generate numerous configurations and custom objects that can be overwhelming, and data needs to be migrated upstream from development sandboxes to test and stage environments, and finally production. Data Migrator can move data both ways, upstream as well as downstream, and also allows developers to subset data, selecting specifically which fields, records, and objects they would like to migrate. Let's take a look at how it works. From our data migration home screen, I'll select sequences. Each sequence you see here is a template, and in each template I can define which objects I would like to migrate. If I look under the sequence column on the right, it shows the order which the objects will be migrated. So first the data for the parent, and then for the child, and then for the grandchild, and so on and so forth. Let's drill down into one of these objects. I'll select Test Accounts. Here I am able to select which fields I would like to migrate by moving them from the Available Fields column to the Selected Fields column. Also, if I'm working with any kind of sensitive data, say for example social security numbers or salary information, I can scramble these fields as they're moving. By double-clicking on any given field, it will be marked as masked and scrambled as it moves to the target org for added security. Below, I can select which records I want to migrate. Let's choose account type. If I click on this AND button, I can select my values. Once we have our sequence fully defined, I can also take a quick look and make sure that I will not be exporting too much data to my target org. Let's jump back to the sequence page. If I click on View Record Count, I will see that 6 objects will be migrated and 12 kilobytes of space is required. Also, Flosum can help me set up my target org before I move this data. Let's jump back to the sequences screen. When developer sandboxes are refreshed from the production org, all of the triggers and workflows are usually enabled. So if I click on Set Up Target Org, I can select the object, triggers, validation rules, and workflows, and click Disable so that email notifications don't go out. Once all of my data has been migrated to the target org, I can come back here and click Enable, and the notifications will be turned back on. In this video, we've shown the end-to-end process of how Flosum allows the developer to create a template, define objects and records they would like to migrate, test the size of a migration, and finally migrate the data. This powerful tool makes the migration of an entire hierarchy simple, saving developers valuable time and resources. And because Data Migrator is built natively on the Salesforce platform, no third-party servers are ever used, and data remains 100% secure. Thank you.